How's it going, boys? My name is the one and only Gary, and welcome back to That Killer Gary. I'm finally back. It's been what, 10 months? So much for that 3 videos a week schedule I had going. That thing's definitely in a landfill at this point. Actually, it's probably burned, if anything. Burned in a landfill. Stuck at the bottom of it, maybe. Anyways, I already know what you guys are gonna ask, the humble Killer Gary deprived viewers. Where have I been for the last 10 months? And what better way to get back into the swing of things than explaining that? Anyways, first things first, I'm now 18, which means I can go to the strip club, baby. I can go see some ass and some tits and hey, maybe some dick. You know, gay strip clubs are a thing, right? And I'm glad to say that I'm enjoying it quite a bit so far. The responsibilities especially, let me tell you. Having to worry about my future and what I'm going to do with my life is really fun. I love stressing about how I'm going to feed myself next fall. And I'm just fucking with you. This shit sucks ass. But I can't really say I'm surprised. From what I've learned from family and friends, I expected this to suck a lot. One of the first things I learned early on actually was how the lottery is an absolute complete waste of money. Growing up, my family didn't exactly set a good example when it came to the lottery, since for as long as I can remember, my parents have been playing it every single goddamn week. And of course, they haven't won anything. I'm embarrassed to admit I lost like $200 something within a month just to lottery and scratch tickets alone. Anyways, I'm glad to say it's a lesson I learned quickly, because I know some people are much less fortunate when it comes to that. No pun intended. What else? I also graduated high school a few weeks ago. Which, honestly, for me, was just kind of like turning 18 again, but now I have less time to think about what I want to do with my life. No, but actually, the freedom of not having to worry about schoolwork I absolutely do not want to do is so nice. And getting to choose what I want to do this coming fall is very exciting. I'm hopefully planning to enter an IT course in community college later this year. Even though I'm still going to have to deal with electives, excuse me, I'm still excited to actually go ahead and learn some stuff I actually want to learn. Ever since I was young, I've always had a knack for computers and how they work and such. One of my favorite hobbies actually is building computers. As a matter of fact, I recently just built a new one with a sweet RTX 4070 Super and a Ryzen 7 7800X 3D. And now I no longer have any issues playing any games, baby. It's so nice. Well, except for Tarkov. That shit still crashes randomly for no reason. Nikita, fix your game. Also, my mental health is another thing I want to talk about. Since I've expressed in the past about how it's not exactly the best, I'm glad to say that I'm doing much better than I was 10 months ago. Back when I turned 18, I kind of went through this maturing stage where I realized that my problems are much more serious than I actually thought they were, and I should probably do something about it. That's when I started to utilize my therapist more. I also went and saw a psychiatrist for the first time, and now I'm on antidepressants. Which are fucking great, by the way. Even though I haven't been as productive as I want to be, at least I haven't been depressed for months now. And while I confidently can't say that I'm doing good at this point, I can at the very least say that I'm doing better. Point is, do something with your mental health, instead of letting it just sit there and devour you. Lazy fuck. Well, that's about all that's gone on in my life. Now I want to talk about YouTube, getting back into the swing of things. In the last 10 months, the only things I've done were edit 6 hours worth of DayZ footage, which I'm honestly not sure how I managed to get through. And I made a submission for Jay Schlatt's second bedroom review stream. And of course, I did not get in again. It's not surprising though, considering the video went well over the 1 minute limit. But it does add on to my now 7 failed submissions in a row. Hopefully the 8th time is the charm, if he ever decides to fucking stream again. I'm getting off track here. Point is, I haven't done much in the last 10 months. And I'm hoping by getting back into the COD commentaries, by making this video, that maybe that can change for the better. I have so many things I want to talk about on this channel alone. Becoming an adult has changed my mind quite a lot, and I have loads of very interesting topics that I think are well worth talking about on this channel. And because of that, for the first time in my life, I'm going to hold myself to some level of consistency. Mark my words. I will upload a video to this channel once a week, bare minimum. And if I don't, well, I'll probably just go back to hating myself. Anyways, I'm back. I've got so much I want to talk about. And expect weekly uploads. And hey, I might even upload again tomorrow if I'm in the mood for it. Just for making you guys wait so long. Anyways, that's all I wanted to say. Once again, I hope you're all doing well. And you know what? Have a great weekend. Because why the fuck not? How's it going, boys? My name's Gary, and welcome back to That Killer Gary. Holy shit, I uploaded again. Well, I didn't upload 2 days in a row. I'm still uploading again. And what if I told you there's gonna be 2 uploads this week? Well, not technically this week, because since I posted on like Friday last week, I think that counts as like the first day of the week in terms of this channel. I don't, if that makes any sense. I don't know what I'm talking about. All I know is that holy shit, I'm uploading. Anyways, I don't really have much to talk about for this one, other than the fact that it's the 4th of July, baby. Now, well, I can't really say I like my country that much. I'm not gonna lie. It does produce some very banger Independence Day celebrations. I am an Independence Day fan. I love the 4th of July. It's just fun. Even though I'm not a big summer fan, having an extremely fun holiday in the middle of it, oh, it's just so good. And for me, it kind of gives this festive feeling that you get with Christmas, except it's summer, and instead of it being about Jesus Christ, it's about America. And that does have its positives and negatives. Instead of snow and jolliness, we get heat, but also fireworks. I love my boom boom shit. Don't get me wrong, boom boom shit fun. Instead of hot cocoa, we drink beer. Although I'm not legally old enough to drink beer. What other kinds? Instead of cookies, we have fucking s'mores, dude. S'mores slap, okay? This might be an objective opinion, but s'mores over cookies. I don't care what you think. S'mores over cookies. Go fuck yourself. Yeah, I know this is kind of random, but I'm in the 4th of July holiday spirit. And you know what? I'm in the mood to express that. And you know what? I just want to talk about it because it's fun. Either that or because I'm high right now. Still, I love the 4th of July. It essentially gives me that festive feeling, except in summer instead of Christmas. And I think it's something that I value a lot, and I feel like other people should value. Because, I mean, what the fuck else goes on in summer? What, Labor Day? You think, oh boy, I'm so excited for Labor Day, my favorite holiday? Yeah, fuck you. All that does is give you a 3-day weekend. That is the entire purpose of Labor Day. It is to give a day off to the workforce of America. Okay? Who the hell cares about Labor Day? It's so dumb. You know, it gives me that festive feeling in the middle of summer. It's great, man. I love fireworks. I love s'mores. I love everything 4th of July related. You know, me and my family, we own a lake house, and we go out to that lake every 4th of July because they put on a banger fucking fireworks show over the lake. Dude, shit is fun as fuck. It makes it improves the summer spirit too, because you know we're going somewhere that you would normally only go during summer, that being a lake. Who the fuck would swim during winter? I don't know. Not me, that's for sure. Well, actually, SEAL Team 6, I know a part of their very totally extremely insane fucking, I don't know, like training. You can tell I'm high. I can't think of the words. Except for SEAL Team 6 training, where I know for a fact they go up to Alaska and they have to like bathe in ice water for like 5 minutes or something. I don't know. Yeah, I know. This was just kind of a random video. This is just random mumbling. I like the 4th of July, okay? I don't really care what anybody says. 4th of July is cool as hell, and it's got me in a great mood. God, this is gonna end so horribly when I finish editing it. Anyways, that's all from me, boys. I'll give you a serious upload on Friday.
Oh, teasing.
Yeah, you'll get an actual update on Friday. Unfortunately, right now you'll get an actual video on Friday. So I hope that's something. You'll get an actual video on Friday. You should definitely look forward to that. All right, boys. I'm gonna go to bed, so I'll see you guys later, I guess. How's it going, boys? My name's Gary, and welcome back to That Killer Gary. And wow, I missed a week of uploading, and now because of that, I am back to hating myself. Woo! Let's fucking go, man. It's like nothing ever changed in my life, man. I've always hated myself. Jokes aside, today I have an interesting topic I want to talk about. That being love. You know, that thing that normal people want. Obviously, I'm not an experienced lover. In fact, I can't even stand the idea of someone saying they love me, if I'm being completely honest with you. That shit makes me want to die on the inside. But through my years of looking from afar, I've discovered that there's a big misconception. That being, for some reason, a surprising amount of people think that love is a need, when in reality it's a want. Now, while there are probably several numerous reasons as for why this is the case, there are three main reasons that I have come down to that I feel are the most common. The first of those being, sex. You know, that thing that horny people desire but don't actually ever fucking get? Quite a lot of people think you need to be in a relationship with somebody to actually, get down and dirty. And while I can see why people would think that, they seem to forget that, prostitution is a thing nowadays. And $20 to a homeless person is fucking $20, man. Just go downtown into some random alleyway with a $20 bill. That's all you need. Okay, on a more serious note, the second reason is fitting in. This one is quite common among younger people. Like middle schoolers or high schoolers. They see all their friends around them getting into relationships. And teenagers have the natural urge to fit in with everybody else. So they start to feel like they're being separated from everybody. And as a result, they just seek out a relationship to fit in. When in reality, why the fuck should you worry about that? Like, I know teenagers haven't learned that lesson yet, but still, not only are there more ways to fit in with other people, but it also just doesn't really matter in the end. A relationship is a big commitment, man, and there's no real reason to worry about it, especially when you're not even an adult yet. Just live your life solo and let it come naturally. I think that's the best way to go about it. And on to my third reason. Thinking you need a relationship to be happy. A lot of the time, when you ask someone, why do you want to be in a relationship? A quite common answer might be, because I want to be happy. But think about that for a second. Want to be happy. What does that really mean? Well, let's look at some examples. Say you're, bored, and it's making you unhappy. And say, ooh, you like video games, so you want to play video games to make yourself happy, instead of bored. What do you need to play video games? Either a computer or a game console. Here's another one. Say you're hungry, and it's making you unhappy. What do you need to make you happy? Food. And lastly, say you're, lonely. I know a lot of you out there are lonely. What do you think you need to make you happy when you're lonely? I think you see where I'm going here. You should not solely be in a relationship to gain happiness. Because if that's all you want in a relationship, then you're just putting that burden on somebody else. You're relying on another person solely to make you happy. When the entire basis of a relationship is just wanting to be with someone because you like who they are. Not because they make you happy. Well, yes, it may make you happy at the end of the day. It really shouldn't be the driving force. Putting that entire stress on somebody else, putting that entire burden onto somebody else, usually leads to some issues that more commonly than not just ends the relationship. And while I know it's hard to understand, I'm just surprised at how much it actually happens. And the worst part is, usually when it does happen, it's never on a good note. The reason you never see relationships end on good notes is because a lot of the times, like this example, people are just in a relationship to gain something, rather than because they just like the other person. Like, it doesn't make sense to me, man. Anyways, boys, that's it for this video. If I sound more energetic than normal, I am on a lot of caffeine right now. Like, way too much caffeine. And it's basically 12 a.m. when I'm making this. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed the video, and, yeah, have a good day, night, afternoon, or morning, whatever time it is where you live, or when you're watching this. I don't know, I don't care. Just have a good day, man. Just have a good fucking day. Hey boys, popping in real quick before the video ends to let you know, I have an email address now, where you can send me questions to, respond to in these videos. I feel like responding to questions in videos instead of just coming up with something in my own head to talk about, would work a lot better as a video format for me. I feel like I'd have an easier time talking about stuff. Conveying something. That's the word I was looking for. I'm fucking stupid. Anyways, the email will be popping up on screen now. If you have questions, send it to here. It'll also be in the description of every video from now on. And yeah, hope to see some questions from you guys. Anyways, see ya. How's it going, boys? My name's Gary, and welcome back to ThatKillerGary. And man, it's hot outside. I've been in this damn heat wave for what feels like an eternity now, and I'm sick of it. I hate it. Going outside when it's 107 degrees isn't exactly my forte. But hey, at least I'm fortunate enough to be inside the coldest room of my house with a vent pumping air directly from the AC unit in the basement below me. And because of this, I've honestly just been staying in my room like a dungeon dweller the last week and a half. And one of the main things I've been doing here is trying to make these videos. And man, this shit is hard, dude. Sometimes when I make these commentaries, I have to write a script. Because while I don't have a hard time thinking of what I want to talk about, I do struggle to convey what I'm trying to say sometimes. even when I'm in my dark, cold room all by myself. And oftentimes when I'm doing this, I definitely hit a roadblock or two. Even something as little like a typo or misreading something can really make me doubt myself a lot. And this isn't helped by the fact that for quite a lot of my teen years, I built up this habit of self-deprecation and hatred for myself. One of the things I've been trying to improve on is self-confidence. Trying to trick my brain into believing that I'm a great and talented person when for the longest time I've always had the belief that I suck at everything I do and I'll never be good is really challenging. But something that has helped me greatly, and might help you too, is taking a look back. Looking back at what you have done and achieved so far. I know it's crazy, right? One of the things I look back on a lot is my old videos. Both public and private. And surprise, surprise, they all fucking suck. Each and every last one of them. They're all terrible. And honestly, I don't even know why I posted a lot of them. And when scrolling from oldest to newest, I start to notice the differences. The improvements especially. And man, let me tell you, it blows me away. I used to be so shit, man. My first fucking video was a Roblox tutorial on how to do the pizza boxer and work at a pizza place. And the worst part is, I used the in-game recorder. I didn't even know what OBS was back then. And comparing it to my latest videos, whether it be, the DayZ VOD, the short game clips, or even that Scrab Tarkov video, I've definitely come a long fucking way, that's for sure. And hey, I bet whatever you're looking back on right now is showing similar results. You probably used to be terrible, absolutely fucking awful when you started. And look at you now. Even if you're not at the top of the game or have met your expectations yet, you've gotten better. You have gotten closer to your goals and dreams. And yeah, there's gonna be fuck-ups and setbacks. That's just the natural part of the improvement process. Even if it seems like you're getting worse, at the end of the day, you're learning from your mistakes. You are always improving, no matter what you're doing. Remember that. You are doing better than you think you are. And don't let the negative thoughts and self-doubt bring you down. That's the only time you're getting worse. Anyways, that's it for the video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'm once again going to advertise my email address before the video ends. If you have any questions about life or advice in general, send in a question, and I'll do my best to answer it. Just like last time, I'll say that I feel like I could be better at making these videos when I'm answering a question rather than coming up with something in my own head. Because I feel giving advice in the form of a question is just a lot easier. Oh, and as always, have a good fucking day, man. Because why not? Why have a bad day when you can have a good day? It doesn't make sense to me. Anyways, see you guys. How's it going, boys? My name's Gary, and welcome back to ThatKillerGary. Before the video starts, I want to acknowledge and give a shout out to another YouTuber by the name of Big John, who recently made a video called Quit Hanging Yourself Out to Dry, which took inspiration from my previous video. And honestly, I thought it was pretty fucking cool, so I've decided I'm gonna give him a shout out, man. Head over to Big John's channel and show him some much of his support, man. Anyways, on with the video. Today, I want to talk about worrying, because being a person who worries about too much has encouraged me to make this video. So like I said in the previous video, during my early to mid-teen years, I built up this habit of self-hatred and negativity towards myself. And because of that, for the longest time, I've always had the self-notion that I'm an unskillful, unhelpful, and generally overall useless person who really isn't capable of doing anything. And due to that, I developed the habit of overthinking, mainly about myself. Every single little thing about myself, I overthink and stress about. Stuff like my own etiquette, or meeting certain requirements, either set by myself or other people. One of the things I overthink about the most is, well, my creative work, mainly these videos. Like I've said before, writing scripts and coming up with video ideas is difficult. And because of that, mixed in with my self-doubt and lack of confidence, it takes so much as one little misspell to make me doubt my own abilities. And when this happens, I usually start to overthink everything about it. Like, does it make sense? Is it going to be any good? Are people even going to like it? And stuff like that. And it happens almost every time I make a video. Heck, I'll be honest, the reason I missed an upload last week was because of this. My last video did really well for some reason, and it received a lot of views, likes, and positive feedback. And while I'm very grateful for that, I can't help but admit that it affected the next video I was writing. Before making this video, I wrote a script for a separate video about friends that I ended up scrapping. And the reason I scrapped it was because I hit one tiny little roadblock and started overthinking, worrying, and downing myself. Now, normally when this happens, I stop what I'm doing and try to focus on something else for a little while. And usually when I come back to it, I feel fresh and I'm able to think more clearly and fix the small hiccup I made. But that didn't happen with this particular script. Every time I went back to it, I couldn't get over my one simple little problem, and well, I ended up worrying and doubting myself about it over and over and over again. And it started eating at me pretty much the whole week. I was worrying about this one little script the whole week, and it didn't help the fact that I'm trying to hold myself to posting weekly. So I felt like I had to do something, and I ended up doubting myself even more. I'll be honest, it got to the point where I started experiencing some imposter syndrome. Because my previous video did so well, I now feel like because I can't write one little script, I don't feel like I'm good enough and deserving of the success that video had. But if it isn't already obvious, you're watching a video that I fully wrote and uploaded. Kind of a crazy fact after what I just said a second ago. Well, the reason that I somehow miraculously managed to crank out a video was because I learned of a new trick, or rather a tool that helps me when I'm worried about something. A couple days ago, I managed to clear my mind and get into a state of complete calmness, which is not something I get to experience a lot because ADHD is ADHD and it keeps my brain going at a persistent 100 miles per hour. And one of the things I realized I could do while in this state of calm is just crumple up all my worries into a little ball and just throw them away and forget about them. And it's crazy how well it works. Like I said before, when I'm in the state of constant overthinking and worrying, I can't dig up the confidence I need to actually write and make these videos. But the second I reach a state of relaxedness and calm and I'm able to toss those worries away, I can totally work on videos with zero issues. Hell, it even allowed me to make this video. And it works in other scenarios too, such as social ones. You see, I'm someone who deals with major social anxiety. And unfortunately because of that, I stress and worry about it way too much. But when I'm able to just crumple up all my worries and toss them away, not only am I able to proceed with no issues, it also completely eradicates the stress factor too. It relaxes me. Like I go from this state of just stress and anxiety to just complete like calmness and relaxed. It's crazy. So what's the moral here? Just throw away your worries, man. All they're doing is dragging you down, and honestly, they're just really fucking useless. Anyways, that's it for the video. I'll try and upload another video sometime in the middle of the week since I missed last week's upload. Also, I'll plug my email once again. If you have any questions, shoot them to ThatKillerGary@gmail.com. Like I've said before, I feel like I'd have an easier time conveying my thoughts in the form of a question, rather than coming up with something on my own. And yeah, that's it. See you guys later. Oh, and also, have a good day. Because why not? Why have a bad day when you could just have a good day? That's what I want to know. Why? Anyway, see you guys. How's it going, boys? My name's Gary, and welcome back to ThatKillerGary. Hope you're all doing well. And it's clear that I suck at sticking to schedules. And I'm sorry about that. From now on, I will no longer make any commitments to uploading since I clearly am not capable of sticking to it at all. Anyways, today I want to talk about grudges, because it's another widely experienced topic that interests me. So I'm sure everybody watching has experienced a grudge at some point in their life at least once, if not several times. We live in a world where conflict is unavoidable, whether it be as big as something like a war, or something as small as saying, "What's that?" and then stealing a french fry. And where there's conflict, there are grudges. Being upset about something that someone did. And frankly, I think they're fucking stupid. Yeah, that's right. I think they're fucking dumb. I think they're really fucking stupid, and frankly, I don't know why they exist. and today I want to explain why. Alright, since I've been struggling to write this script for the last few days now, I guess I'll simplify it and start by explaining what a grudge even is. A grudge is a feeling of resentment towards someone for something they did. Now, I'm no stranger to grudges, and like I said earlier, I bet all of you have held grudges at one point or another in your life. They're all but common in a world full of idiots, trolls, and fucking douchebags. It's kind of inevitable if you really think about it. And while I understand the fact that grudges are bound to happen at several points in a person's life, I just don't understand why people have to hold on to them. Now look, I get it. Somebody does something shitty and naturally you start to dislike and hate them for it. That's normal. But what people fail to realize a lot of the time is that holding grudges is actually very unhealthy for you. It's not good, man. It's not good at all. Holding a grudge leaves your mental health very prone to tanking. They generate stress and anger, which can end up spiraling into much worse things like toxicity. And this, in fact, happened to me at one point. You see, I used to have this friend group on Xbox Live, and while I'm not going to name any names, what I can say is that this friend group was the equivalent of a spilt on the floor barrel of acid. Typically a friend group that consists of a bunch of young teens in their edgy phase is usually prone to problems, and oh boy did this friend group have some fucking problems. The best way I could describe it was as a never-ending war zone full of tons of fights and arguments, constant back and forths, and generally overall shitty fucking things. And one of the things that played a big role in that group happened to be grudges. Like I said before, there were constant back and forths between people in the group, and those caused us to slowly build up grudges against each other. And these grudges got so bad to the point where it wasn't uncommon to have at least one or two people in the group blocked at times. And one of the things I didn't realize while building and holding these grudges was how much they were negatively affecting me. It generally generated more unneeded stress, and according to my friends outside of that group at the time, I became much more generally toxic as a person, all because of this one friend group. Eventually the day came where I finally decided to cut ties with pretty much all of them and move on with my life. And it didn't take long before I realized how much shittier I had become. So I decided to start taking steps towards de-shit-personifying myself. I wrote it like that in the script. I don't fucking know. And one of the very first things I did was drop all the grudges I had built up over the years. And to say it had a huge impact is definitely an understatement. I felt like a big-ass dumbbell was lifted off my shoulders. All the stress and toxicity gradually started to fade away, and I really started to improve as a person. Hell, it even helped me mature into the person I am today. And since then, I've never held a grudge in my life. And now I encourage you, the viewer, go ahead and drop your grudges. All they fucking do is generate stress and toxicity, and overall, they just make your life a whole lot worse. Anyways, that's it for the video. Hope you all enjoyed. As per usual, I'll plug my email once again. If you have any questions, send them to ThatKillerGary@gmail.com. Because like I've said before, I feel like I'd have an easier time conveying my thoughts in the form of a question rather than coming up with my own idea or whatever. And yeah, that's about it. See you guys later. Oh, also, have a good day. Because say it with me. Why the fuck not? See you guys. How's it going, boys? My name's Gary, and welcome back to That Killer Gary. Hope you're all doing well. And you know what? I'm doing great. Stuff's been going pretty good for me lately. My mental health has been reaching highs it hasn't seen in years. I've been losing a fair bit of weight as well. I'm down nearly 30 pounds in the last 3 months. The Seahawks also bounced back against the Falcons on Sunday. And now I'm back to recording COD commentaries. It's all pretty good, man. And I'm excited because today I've got some questions that I totally have not waited 2 months to answer. So let's just jump straight into it. Good evening. I was just recommended your most recent video. My question is, what steps did you take to reach a worry-free state of mind? Thanks, one warrior to another. Thanks for the question, Anthony. I think this is a good question, considering some people, including myself in the past, have struggled to actually clear their minds. Personally, I have a few things I like to do that have worked for me time and time again. First one is finding a calm, quiet place with no evident distractions. Something I personally like to do is go outside to the front of my house late at night and just look over the bluff into the city that I live in. At nighttime, it's usually dead rather than bustling, so I'm able to look out at those city lights and watch as the few late-night drivers pass by. It's a place that allows me to just focus on what's going on inside of my head rather than the shitstorm that's going on outside of it usually. Or on the other hand, you can try to distract yourself with something that you enjoy. A good example would be playing video games, like I so obviously do on this channel, of course. Focusing on something that can bring you joy is another easy way to distract yourself. Video game therapy has helped me a lot over the years, and whatever you can enjoy can provide the same therapy-like experience. Unless you start raging and breaking your controllers, which I totally haven't done before. No, I'm a calm, cool, collective person, not a controller breaking rager. Trust me on that, guys. Trust me. Music is also another good one. It doesn't really matter the genre, just whatever releases dopamine into your brain. Personally, as of late, I've been blasting Slipknot into my ears when I feel like thinking, which is probably something I shouldn't do since it's likely worsening my tinnitus. Anyways, thanks once again, Anthony, for the question, and on to the next. When I watched your video on Grudges, I've been wondering, how would you forgive someone who did you wrong? And how would you move on? You know, this is a difficult question that had me stumped for a while. At first, I was just going to explain my process for how I've typically forgiven people, but that's when I realized that the process is going to be different for everybody. It's not what you do that varies, rather how you do it. What you gotta do is attempt to release the emotions that were inflicted by that person, and then come to a consensus on if you want to forgive them or not. What varies is how you do that. For me, I did it through the passage of time, as I said in the previous video. I reached a point where it didn't really bother me anymore, and I figured they had all become better people by then, so I just forgave them for it. But that may not work for you, and it might be better to approach it in a more fitting way for you, whatever that may be. For some people, trying to make amends or viewing what happened from the other person's perspective is work. But like I said, you should find the way that best suits you considering your situation. And even if you don't end up forgiving them in the end, I feel as if it's still worthwhile to process that at the very least. Get past the pain that said person has caused you. It'll drastically improve a lot of aspects. Anyways, that's all for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Sorry for the over 2-month long absence. I don't really have an excuse. I've honestly just kind of had a lack of incentive as of late. But making this video has rejuvenated me a little bit, and hopefully this marks the kickstart of somewhat consistent uploads from now on. I definitely got some good topics I want to talk about, that's for sure. Also, like I always do, I would like to plug my inbox again. So if you have any questions you want me to answer like in this video, then shoot one at me. ThatKillerGary@gmail.com. As I've said before, I have an easier time answering in the form of a question rather coming up with my own topic to talk about. And yeah, that's about it. See ya. Oh, and as always, have a great fucking day. Because why not? Why not? Why a bad day? There's no fucking reason to ever have a bad day when you can just have a good day. Anyway, see ya. How's it going, boys? My name's Gary, and welcome back to ThatKillerGary, and 2 uploads in 1 week? Yeah, I know, it amazes me too. I swear, I'm the real Gary, okay? I wasn't kidnapped and replaced by a fake version of me that is better at staying consistent. No, not at all. Jokes aside, happy Halloween. Today I've decided to switch it up and put some zombies gameplay over the video to make it fit more with the festivities. And definitely not because I ran out of Xbox Live or anything. No, I always have my priorities set straight, trust me. Anyways, I have another question to answer that I specifically chose for a video of its own, so let's just jump straight into it. Hello, Gary. Can you please upload more frequently and consistently to your YouTube channel? Thanks, Matt. Thanks for the question, Matt, and yeah, sure, I'll upload more. And I'll even do you one better and go ahead and explain why I was absent for 2 months. So as I said in the previous video, the reason I hadn't uploaded in 2 months is because I really had a lack of incentive to create stuff. And while that part is true, that doesn't really fully tell the story. If you read the description of the previous video, I mentioned that I'm a perfectionist. If you don't know what a perfectionist is, then allow me to explain. A perfectionist is someone who strives to be flawless at everything they do. Usually they will set too high of standards and be hard on themselves when they don't meet these standards. And unfortunately, I'm one of those people. Every time I create a video, I have to deal with this every step of the way. From writing, to recording, to editing, literally all of it. And more commonly than not, I'll end up doing something that doesn't meet my standards, and I'll be extremely hard on myself for it. I alluded to this exact problem back in Throw Away Your Worries, but I didn't really explain it much. I'll always be rough on myself to the point where I'll think I'm just absolutely not cut out at all for making YouTube videos, and I'll end up just shelving whatever I'm working on and try and come back to it later. But more often than not, whenever I end up coming back to it, the exact fucking same thing happens. I mess something up, I'm way too hard on myself, and then I'll shelf it again for another period of time. It's a repeating cycle that sometimes really just has no end in sight. And this is exactly why the last video took so long to be finished. I struggled to answer one of the questions and doubted myself, and every time I went back on it, it was just the same fucking thing, over and over again, because of one damn question. And this affects every kind of creative endeavor I try to pursue, whether it be ThatKillerGary, schoolwork, other videos for the main channel, drawing, really anything that requires any kind of significant effort. Hell, it got so bad at one point that I nearly didn't even graduate high school because of it. It's something I've had to deal with for quite a long time, and I've been trying to fight it for years now, and that fight has not been easy, I'll tell you that. If you take one good look through my Google Docs, you'll find what feels like endless amounts of scrapped videos and ideas. Same with looking through my YouTube studio content page on my main channel. You'll just find hours upon hours of scrapped and unfinished content, all because of this stupid fucking voice in my head telling me that I'm not good enough. But sometimes when I'm battling that little voice in my head, I end up winning. Even when the odds are stacked against me in a long, grueling uphill fight, I do sometimes overcome this burden. And how I manage to achieve victory is, well, just by doing it. Muffling that damn voice to the best of my abilities and forcing myself on no matter how much it tries to stop me. Because that's the only way I'll end up getting shit done and putting it out there for people to enjoy. And more often than not, despite what that voice is saying, people do enjoy the videos. Every video I've posted has consistently received the positive feedback that my damn brain so oftenly says I won't ever receive in my life. And you know what? If I can get through this shit, so can you. I know I'm not the only one out there with this problem, and I'm willing to bet some of you watching have it as well. Whatever endeavor it is that little voice in your head is halting you from doing, with its bullshit lies about you not being good enough, can be stopped. So grab it by the neck and muffle the hell out of it by forcing yourself through whatever is stopping you and ignoring all the doubtfulness that you have. Just get it done, put it out there, move on to the next thing. That's the only thing you can do to proceed. And even if it doesn't live up to the expectations, at least at the end of the day, you gain some experience that you can apply to the next endeavor to hopefully improve it. And I know you're probably going to say, oh, well, just do it? I've heard that so many times before and it hasn't worked once. Let me ask you this. Have you done it? Is it finished? Have you put it out there? No? I thought not. So get your ass out there and do it. Pull it up right now. Go work on it and get it done. Stop letting that little voice in your head lie to you. Just get it done, dude. Anyway, that's all for today's video. Hope you enjoyed my half-answer, half-rant speech today, whatever the fuck you want to call that. Couple things before I sign off. First, as always, I'll once again advertise my inbox. If you would like to send in anything for me to answer in a video someday, shoot me an email at thatkillergary@gmail.com. It will also be in the description as well. Send me questions, rants, pet pictures, whatever the hell you want. Especially the pet pictures. And I might respond to it in a future video. And secondly, thank you all so much for the support recently, especially on the last video. I honestly thought it was a steaming pile of dog shit, but apparently you guys proved me wrong. I'm happy to be welcomed back warmly, and hopefully I can get an upload streak going here. I've been feeling pretty motivated as of late, I'm not gonna lie, and I've got some good stuff that I really would like to talk about. And yeah, that's about it. See ya. Oh yeah, and as always, have a good day. Because why the fuck not? Why have a bad day when you could just have a good day? It really doesn't make any sense to me. Anyway, see you guys. At the time of me recording this, it is currently 8:18 a.m. PST on November 7th, 2024, which means today is my 19th birthday. Which may surprise some of you. I bet when you imagine a modern day Call of Duty commentator, you probably think of some dude who's in his mid to late 20s and is just completely sick of life's bullshit and wants to cope with it by going back in time. Yet here I am. Jokes aside, how's it going, boys? My name's Gary, and welcome back to ThatKillerGary. Today, as I mentioned before, it is my 19th birthday. Woohoo! One more year before I tread the endless foggy abyss that is my 20s. Anyways, today I'd like to go over the last year of my life a little. Just share some stuff I learned throughout this year, have a little fun, you know. I'll go ahead and start with probably the biggest improvement I made this year, that being my mental health. One of my main goals this year was continuing on the trend of opening up more when it comes to my mental health, since I realized that was really the only way I was gonna have a chance at fixing it, and I'd say it's paid off very well. At the beginning of the year, I was at an extremely low point, just really textbook depression and hopelessness, you know, just typical stuff that you'd expect. And this is a normal occurrence every year during the early winter. Usually after the holidays, I'll just get really depressed, mainly because of the weather. That stupid fucking gray sky that doesn't want to change its goddamn color always makes me depressed. Well, I've never had it diagnosed officially. It's very likely that I have seasonal depression disorder, which would just be another name on the long list of mental issues I have to deal with. What this particular depressive episode did, however, is not the normal part. Typically, I tend to just tough it out and wait until the spring, since it's always worked for me. But this time I reached the point where I kind of just had enough of this annual depression bullshit and decided, you know what? I'm just gonna force myself to make it better. And so that's what I did. I started to utilize my therapist more than I ever had, being completely open and uncensored with my problems. I started to see a psychiatrist and went on to antidepressants, and I've started battling my major self-deprecation and hatred issues. And I'm happy to say that I am the happiest I have been in years. Let's go! And another thing that I'm happy to say is that this major improvement has started spreading to other things, such as my perfectionism problem and weight loss, just to name a couple. Hell, it's even indirectly led me to start posting on this fucking channel again, dude. Next, I'd like to go into adulthood a little bit. As I mentioned before, today is my 19th birthday, which means I've now survived my first year as an adult, and I definitely have learned some valuable lessons. But it's mostly overshadowed by the negatives of being an adult. Like they have said, there's a lot of bullshit that comes along with being an adult. Even at 18, I've had to deal with stuff like, you know, having full control over my health decisions, voting in the shitstorm that is fucking politics. Oh my god, don't even get me started on politics. And figuring out what I want to do with my life, just to name a few. But like I've said before, I've definitely learned some good lessons. One of them being what I like to call the lottery lesson. You see, growing up, my family was big on the lottery. I can't recall a week where somebody didn't buy a Powerball or a Mega Millions. Like, not a single, I can't recollect one week where somebody didn't play the lottery. And one of the things that they also did alongside buying lottery tickets was buying scratch-off tickets and then having me scratch it off. That's right, my parents influenced me to be a full-out fucking gambler growing up. And obviously this affected me negatively when I became an adult. I'll be brutally honest. In the first 2 months of turning 18, I lost like $200 to both scratch-offs and lottery tickets. And you want to know how much I won? I won like $2 back total. Like, it was so bad. And while I'm not proud of it, I mean, at least I learned my lesson rather quickly. I also learned this year that I can become forklift certified, which is probably the coolest status in the fucking world that somebody can have. Finally, I'd like to go over what I hope to do and achieve over the next 12 months. The first one is starting college. I plan on starting an IT course in community college this coming January. It's a field I've always been very passionate about most of my life. I also plan on learning to drive, and the reason I'm a late learner is because I really haven't had a reason to drive up until now. As for goals, though, I don't really have much besides keeping this positive mental health trend going. The only other things I'll try and set out to do are learn an instrument of some kind. I'm leaning towards bass guitar, by the way, and to keep uploading consistently to this channel. Anyways, that's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Sorry for the non-serious video today. I just wanted to have some fun because it's my birthday. I feel like this video is gonna turn out shit, but you know what? I'm gonna post it anyway because fuck you, perfectionism. I promise the next video will be something more meaningful and helpful. Just, like I said, just wanted to have a little fun. Maybe I'll come back in a year and update you guys on how it goes for me. Also, let me know, do you like the MW3 survival gameplay? After doing zombies last week, I really wanted to do some survival, and I'd be happy to play it anytime. So let me know if you want to see more of it. And yeah, that's about it. See ya. Oh, and as always, have a great day. Because say it with me, why not? Anyways, see ya, guys. How's it going, boys? My name's Gary, and welcome back to ThatKillerGary. Hope you're all doing well. As for me, I'm very excited to say, welcome to day one of what I like to call Christmas Commentary Week. That's right. Starting today, for the next week, I will be uploading one video every day, all the way until Christmas. You will get a taste of daily ThatKillerGary. Wow, bet none of you ever expected this fucking day to come. Nobody ever expected me to be consistent. Now, you're probably asking, why, Gary? Why have you decided to attempt this daunting task, despite how horrible your consistency is? And to that I say, yes, I have horrible consistency, and I'm sick and tired of it. And since I suck so much at it, I've decided to give myself a challenge to see if I can make 7 videos in the 7 days. Originally, I was going to do 12 days worth of videos and call it the 12 days of commentaries. But when I started working on this project, I quickly realized how awful of an experience that would be, especially since I have ADHD and can't focus on writing a script for more than 5 goddamn seconds. So I threw that shit out the window and decided on 7 days since it seemed a lot less daunting. Anyways, what can you expect to see over the next week? Well, all commentaries, of course. Duh, why wouldn't it be? It's literally in the fucking name, Christmas Commentary Week, and it's being posted on a fucking commentary channel. Idiot. Jokes aside, I plan on doing a mix of both festive and serious topics. I already have most of the ideas brainstormed and have already started working on some of the script. Some videos will be short, some will be long, but at the end of the week, it will be 7 videos total. I also should mention I plan on doing a special Christmas-themed inbox, one of a kind, somewhere towards the end. Not sure what day I'm going to do it on, either the 24th or the 25th, but what I'm hoping to do is answer a bunch of festive related questions that would require having you, the viewers, send me in a bunch of fucking questions. So if you'd like to participate and maybe see your question in a future video, then go ahead and shoot me a question at thatkillergary@gmail.com. Send in as many fucking questions as you want, because when I brainstorm this, I imagine answering like 10, 20 questions. Something like that. Just some ludicrous amount, and they're all holiday themed. As long as they're festive related, I'll try and answer as many of them as I can. And that's all for the first day of Christmas commentary week. Sorry for a short explanation video the first day. I feel like I should use this day as an announcement slash explanation type of video thing, or whatever the hell you want to call it. Personally, I see this as a good thing, though, for my confidence mainly, since I'm actually attempting to give it my all, so really it's more of a morale booster for me. Since coming into this, I thought that I was going to fail horribly, but hey, here I am, I uploaded the damn video. Tomorrow's video should at least be something a little more entertaining, since it will actually be about fucking something. And yeah, that's about all. See you guys tomorrow for day 2. Oh, and as always, have a great day, because why not? Great days are always better than non-great days, you know. Anyway, see you guys.
No! We tried that.
How's it going, boys? My name's Gary, and welcome to day 2 of Christmas Commentary Week, baby. I bet you're all surprised about the fact that I'm actually sticking to this 7-day streak of uploading. I bet after yesterday, most of you thought that I was going to troll you guys by uploading that one video and then just going dead silent and completely disappearing for the next few months. Here I fucking am, though, you fucking doubters. Anyways, today I want to shortly talk about something festive. Since the whole series is based around Christmas, why not throw in some Christmas-related topics to talk about for a few videos, even if they're going to be fucking short? It's definitely not because I'm incapable of coming up with 7 ideas for 7 days worth of uploads or anything. That being said, snow. Snow is one of my favorite festive features. Growing up in the Northwest, and still living there, snow is all but expected every December, and usually it's one of the first things I associate with the holiday season. Every time I see snow in the forecast, I always get excited, since in my opinion, there's no weather phenomenon that has as unique of a feeling as snow. Seriously, there is nothing in this world. You can't even compare it to rain, a thunderstorm, really anything across the board. Snow is its own unique thing. And I think that this is mainly due to how unique of a thing snow really is. Like, there's so many different things about it that make it so fucking awesome, whether it be the beauty of it, I love me a good snowy forest. The fact that it's usually what kickstarts the festive season, or maybe just how fucking fun it is. Oh, you know damn well I was a big sledder growing up. Every year the first snow came around, back at my old house, I would always grab my sled, walk straight up to the rain ditch in my neighborhood, and go absolutely ham on it. The ditch was super steep, so it allowed me to go just blazing turbo down it. Oh, and I can't forget creating snowmen and having snowball fights. I fucking love it when recess would just turn into a literal reenactment of the Battle of the Somme every day after lunch. Shit was fucking wild, dude. And before some snow hater comments, yes, I can't go without mentioning its fucking negatives. You know, cold temperatures, the need to shovel, or the fact that driving on snow is just a big fucking pain in the ass. I get it, it can suck sometimes, believe me. But honestly, I think this is a case where the positives heavily outweigh the negatives. Like, stop being a fucking bitch, man. The snow's temporary every year, and you should enjoy it while it lasts. Even if there's some minor inconveniences. Well, I guess in this case, it's not really minor. I mean, fuck. Vehicle accident rate is a really good example of that whenever it snows. But hey, it's better to love something rather than hate it, right? Anyways, that's it for day 2, guys. Hope you enjoyed my, like, 2, 3, however the fuck long minute rant is on why I love snow. I promise I'll talk about something more serious tomorrow. And it'll be longer. It won't be however the fuck. This is gonna be like probably 2 or 3 minutes. I don't know. I'm still recording this. In the script I wrote down, hope you enjoyed my just parentheses number followed by minute long rant. I don't know how long this is gonna be, so I don't know why I even fucking put that there. Also, I feel it's worth mentioning, I plan on doing a Christmas inbox on the final day of this series. Yes, I've decided on the last day, December 25th, to do it. So I encourage you all to send in questions right now. If you have a question that's hopefully festive, shoot it over to thatkillergary@gmail.com. Send as many as you want, and send whatever you feel like, as long as it's festive. I will do my best to respond to it. I have a lot of time in this upcoming weekend because I'm going to be going out of town for a few days, so I have a lot of free time to read through as many questions as possible. So yeah, go ahead, send as many as you want. You can send multiple emails. I don't care. Just send a bunch. I want a bunch. And yeah, that's about it. See you guys tomorrow. Oh, and as always, have a great day. Cause why not? How's it going, boys? My name's Gary, and welcome back to day 3 of Christmas Commentary Week. Hope you're all still doing well. As for me, I'm doing great. So now I'm on a 3-day streak. This is kind of I'm setting a world record right now. I never thought this was something that was possible. And I bet you thought the same too, but hey, we've all been proven wrong now, right? Anyways, today I want to pull a full 180 and go from a holly jolly Christmas topic to something a little more depressing, that being bottling up, as it's something that I'm very familiar with, and I feel like I can share some good advice with it. So I think the easiest way for me to start this is to go back to when I started experiencing my mental issues. Really around age 12 is when I started getting my first dose of stuff like depression and things. There was nothing in particular that caused it from what I remember. It kind of just started happening to me. Being age 12 and having this happen wasn't exactly the best of times because I really didn't have any idea how to deal with it. I didn't have the proper brain complex to deal with the shit storm that this was back then, and it caused me to end up resorting to bottling up my emotions, since it was really the only thing I knew how to do back then. I didn't ask for help because I was too scared to share it for some reason. Point is, that's when I started doing it. It was the only way I felt like I could really deal with it, and it stayed like that for a very long time, about 5 years to be exact. And during those 5 years, turns out a lot of unfortunate slash tragic things happened that more or less kind of just fueled the habit. Things such as loss. There's also a little thing called a global pandemic that kind of hit the world pretty hard. And high school bullshit. I started high school, which was it was really helpful for this habit. One of the things I didn't realize during these 5 years is how damaging and unhealthy these habits actually were. I experienced so many problems during this time frame, and yet never did one sensible thing to fix it, since I always just defaulted to bottling up my emotions. This is really the only thing I could do. And it ended up leading to, well, how do I say this? Bad symptoms? Maybe habits? I don't fucking know. I'm just gonna categorize them as habits. But the one thing that I do know is that they were negative things that I started doing. Some of which are long lasting and still affecting me to this day. The leading cause of my own personal self-doubt and hatred for myself is one of the things that stemmed from this. I ended up self-deprecating myself to the point where I genuinely believed that I was terrible at everything and not capable of achieving anything. Another one would be social interaction. Before, I usually didn't really have any issues interacting with others, but I ended up gaining the bad habit of being way too self-conscious, and I would forcibly stop myself from talking to people out of fear of annoying and hurting others. And it's something I still do to this day. But personally, I think the most damaging habit that stemmed from bottling up my emotions for so long that still affects me is my distorted vision of love. One of the things I did when I started becoming fucked in the head was create a shield to try and protect myself from certain things. One of those things, in fact, was love. For 5 years, I essentially went loveless. I gained little to no satisfaction from gifts and compliments. Hugs were completely meaningless, and overall, there was really just nothing. The only thing I really ever allowed myself to have was spending quality time with a few certain people. Anything else you can think of just straight up wasn't there. And this is something that still affects me to this day. Love became such a foreign thing to me to the point where love is such a foreign thing to me to the point where it just confuses me and stresses me out. I've made strides to try and better it, and while I've made good progress, I still think there is some irreversible damage. The point I'm trying to make here is whenever you reach a point where you need help, go get it. Don't just bottle up your problems and store them away for later like I did. If you end up doing it long enough and too much, you'll just end up causing long-lasting or in some cases permanent damage to yourself. What I'm saying, don't be afraid to go talk to someone about it, because it's keeping it to yourself is not going to help you. Not to mention, we live in a day and age where mental health is really taken seriously nowadays, especially with the rising mental health crisis that's really going on across the world. Anyways, that's all for today's video. Hope you all enjoyed an actual serious, kind of dark and depressing topic. Before I head out, I'd like to remind you all of the special one-of-a-kind Christmas inbox I plan on doing on the final day of this week streak of uploads. I was hoping to answer a ludicrous amount of questions, which would require you people to send in a ludicrous amount of questions to me. So, if you're interested and want to see your question in a future video, then shoot one over to ThatKillerGary@gmail.com. As long as it's festive, I will try my best to include it in this ludicrous episode of Inbox. I don't know why I put that there. I put ludicrous way too many times in the script. And yeah, that's about it. See you guys. Oh, as always, have a great day. Cause why not? Bad days suck, right? Have a good one instead. Just, logically, just have a good one, man. Anyway, see you guys. How's it going, boys? My name's Gary, and welcome back to day 4 of Christmas Commentary Week. Hope you're all doing well. I hope you're all in the Christmas spirit. As for me, I'm one jolly happy fellow right now. I love the Christmas season. It's easily my favorite time of the whole year. After slugging through the first 11 months of the year, I love getting rewarded with a whole month dedicated to the festivities of Christmas. And now that I say that, that's actually one of the unique things about Christmas. It's the only holiday that essentially is celebrated for the whole month of December. I can't think of any other holiday that is like that, where we just dedicate the whole month to celebrating it. No other holiday is like that in my opinion, and it's one of the reasons why I feel Christmas stands out over the rest. Not to mention the countless festive related activities and events that we associate with it as well. Christmas lights on houses was always one that I really enjoyed when I was younger. I would always go crazy for them, and I remember when I was very young, my parents would always pull up a video of a house with reactive Christmas lights, and it would always play the song Christmas Eve Sarajevo 1224 by the Trans-Siberian Orchestra. Great fucking song, by the way. And the house would just go absolutely fucking ham. Like, honestly, like, it went crazy. I'm surprised there wasn't a seizure warning on the beginning of the video. One of the things I remember the most about these videos is there would always be Christmas lights in the shape of instruments. The things I remember the most were mainly guitars and a keyboard piano, just to name a couple of them. This blew my mind when I was younger. You know, 4-year-old me seeing that shit, dude, my tiny little mind could never comprehend anything like that. And every time they put it on, I would just go absolutely bonkers. I also have a soft spot for Christmas music. Whether it be Sinatra, Crosby, Martin, or really any of the classics, I have fond memories of listening to their songs hundreds of times every holiday season. Nowadays, they instill this kind of nostalgic feeling whenever they come on, and it always brings a smile to my face when I hear them. Oh, and I can't go without mentioning Christmas movies. Love those, but I have two in specific that I separate from the rest. A Christmas Story and Christmas Vacation. Every morning on Christmas Day, I would always wake up to the TV on and the channel turned to TBS, where they were running their 24-hour A Christmas Story marathon that they run every single year. Back when I was younger, it was kind of tradition for my family to always have it running at home on both Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. We never ended up switching the channel to anything else, so I've ended up just probably watching that movie like 30 times in my life or some shit like that. In the more recent years though, since I've moved, we've kind of switched up our Christmas movie driver, and now we watch Christmas Vacation instead on repeat every Christmas Day. Well, the movie is very funny and one of my favorite Christmas movies of all time. I think it's less so because of that and more so because we quit paying for cable and no longer have access to TBS. Still a great movie though, and I look forward to watching it every year. Anyways, that's all for today's video. I could definitely share some more things I love about Christmas, but I think this video would end up being an hour long. And I don't really have the time or energy to do that. It's 11:30 p.m. and honestly, this video has kind of been a struggle to record, and I have to record one more after this. So I'm kind of in pain right now. You know, doing this was kind of unfortunate timing because like I said a couple days ago, I was going to be out of town this weekend. So I kind of have to rush and record some of these videos to cover the days that I'm going to be not home. Anyways, before I head out, I'd like to beat what already feels like a bit of a dead horse and remind you all of the special one-of-a-kind Christmas inbox I plan on doing on the final day of this week of streak of uploads. I was hoping to answer a ludicrous amount of questions, so please send me any festive-related questions you want to at ThatKillerGary@gmail.com. Tomorrow will be the last day I'll be accepting questions, so please get them in now if you haven't already. And yeah, that's about it. See ya. Oh, and as always, have a great day. 'Cause why not? Anyway, see you guys. How's it going, boys? My name's Gary, and welcome back to Christmas Commentary Week. We are now on day 5. Only 2 more days to go before I can finally stop suffering through the nightmare that is this daily upload streak. Jokes aside, today I want to talk about this thought I had not too long ago about all the videos that I've posted. Recently, while I was bored one day, I decided to go ahead and watch some old weekly slant videos to try and pass the time. And there was one video in particular that intrigued me. His video titled, "Who Are You Really?" In this video, he opens up by stating that the day he's recording the video on is October 5th, 2018. After that, he followed it up with, "Well, it might not be for you. You could be watching this 10 years in the future for all I know, and that's kind of scary. But for the dude you're listening to now, I'm perpetually stuck on this day." And that really intrigued me, because I realized that this is something that applies to my videos too. Or actually, really, every video ever uploaded to the website. Just like he said, you could be watching this 10 years in the future for all I know. And that really is a scary fucking thing to think about. But for you, you're watching a version of me that's perpetually stuck on the day I'm recording this. That day being December 20th, 2024. Like he says, this video is a human time capsule. This version of me doesn't know what's going to happen tomorrow. I don't know what's going to happen next year. Hell, maybe if it's been a decade and you're watching this, then I can only imagine what it looks like now. Hell, I could even be dead by then, which honestly would be kind of awkward if you're watching this after I died. If I am, I hope my death was funny though. What I have on my mind nowadays is probably wildly different than what I had on my mind on this day in particular. I'm a different person than I was when I recorded this. And this applies to every single video I've ever uploaded. The second they go live, they become everlasting time capsules that people can access whenever they want. It's kind of an interesting thing to think about, how every video is its own unique lasting time capsule that'll last forever. Or until it becomes lost media because somebody deletes it for whatever reason. It adds a layer of complexion to the whole video process, since I have to consider the fact that somebody in the very far future might be watching this. And it really is a scary thing to think about, since no matter what, this is how you're going to interpret me at this specific point in my life. And there's nothing I can do to change that. But that being said, that goes for every video. It makes you question who really is the real you. Because yeah, it's you. You posted the video. You're the one speaking in it. But at the same time, it's also not you. Because since this time period, I've changed. I've changed a lot. I'm not the same person I was when I originally posted the video. I don't know if that made any sense. It was just something that intrigued me, and I thought it'd make it for an interesting video. Anyways, that's all for today, guys. I'm tired. I'm recording my 3rd video in a row now. It's 11:40 p.m. I kind of want to die. This has been kind of difficult. I keep messing up sentences. I'm kind of glad this is coming to an end now. I can just go ahead and edit and record gameplay, which is a lot easier for me to do. Before I do go, I will mention for the last time that today is the final day to send in questions for the special Christmas-themed inbox episode that will be released on Wednesday. So if you have any festive-related questions, send them in right now to ThatKillerGary@gmail.com before it's too late. And yeah, that's about it. See you guys. Oh, and as always, have a jolly day, because why not? Why have a grumpy day? They're bad for you, aren't they? Anyway, see you guys. How's it going, boys? My name's Gary, and welcome to day 6 of Christmas Commentary Week. Only one more video to go after this day, and I'm both happy and sad to see it end. Because for one, this has been fucking torture, and I hate I've hated this. Posting 7 days in a row is not easy. It's not. But also, I'm upset to see it go, because it'll mean the end of my upload streak. But hey, everything's gotta have a positive and a negative, right? Anyways, today I want to ask and discuss a deep question. What the fuck is the meaning of Christmas? This is a question that gets asked thousands of times each year, yet no one can give a concrete answer. Everybody's had different answers, all from their own personal experiences in life, and it really kind of pisses me off to have to keep up with so many of them. So today I'm going to sit down and try and figure this shit out, since I'm tired of it. I think the best way to try and answer this question would be to start off by listing out some of the most common answers people give when they're asked what the meaning of Christmas is. One of the most common answers I hear is gift giving, both for right and wrong reasons. People either give this answer because it's seen as a way to spread love to somebody through giving someone you care about a gift, or because people are greedy and want free shit. And to that I say, fair enough. Free shit is free shit. And shit, this is one of the only 2 chances you have every year to ask for free shit, so you might as well take advantage of it, right? Another common answer is the festivities. Some people think the meaning of Christmas is to just enjoy the festivities and have a little fun. Since we've already been through what assumably has been 11 months of most likely bullshit, why not end the year on a good note? If you're religious, then your answer is probably clear cut and throat. It is to celebrate the birth of Jesus Christ, the Son of the one and only Holy Spirit God, the true creator and savior of the world that will lead everybody to salvation. Yeah, no, sorry. I can't say that with a straight face. I'm an atheist. That all you really need to know is blah blah blah, the birth of Jesus Christ, blah blah blah, Son of the Holy Spirit, blah blah blah, birthday celebration. Yeah, I think you get the picture. Point is, people have never collectively agreed on a solid answer to what the true meaning of Christmas really is. And like I said earlier, it pisses me the fuck off. So you know what? Since nobody can agree, how about I propose this? The true meaning of Christmas is whatever you want it to be. The definition is to have no definition. The only thing that each answer has in common is that everybody is celebrating, all in their own different ways, whether you're an atheist, a Christian, or a greedy gift grabber. The definition should be what you want it to be, as long as it's what makes you and the people around you feel happy and loved. It shouldn't be stuck to one thing, since that's the only thing that really matters. Just celebrate the way that makes you happy. And now that that's answered, I can finally say, anyways, that's all for today's video, guys. Hope you all enjoyed this small rant on the puzzling annual recurring question that is the true meaning of Christmas. Seriously though, I do think that the meaning of Christmas is supposed to be whatever you want it to be. Just do, like I said, celebrate it in the way that makes you happy. Anyways, before I head out, even though I said I stopped taking in questions yesterday, I'd like to still advertise my inbox. If you have a question you want to be answered in a future video, shoot it over to ThatKillerGary@gmail.com. I'm thinking of doing one more inbox before the end of the year, since I still have some questions that I received months ago and still have not answered it, and I would like to answer them. So once again, shoot me a question, a rant, a pet picture, whatever the hell you feel like, I don't really care, and it may appear in a future video. And yeah, that's about it. See you guys. Oh, and as always, have a Merry Christmas Eve, because why not? You might get cold tomorrow if you don't. Anyway, see you guys. How's it going, boys? My name's Gary, and welcome to the final day of Christmas Commentary Week. I know, I can't believe it either that I managed to actually upload for 7 days straight. And, as promised, here is the special edition Christmas inbox I planned on doing. I asked for a lot of questions, and you guys delivered, so let's just jump straight into answering them. Yo, Gary, hope you're doing well for the holidays, my man. My question for your Christmas Commentary Week is this. What are your top 3 festive activities? Things like ice skating, skiing, Christmas movie watching, gingerbread house making, and etc. Love everything you do, Gary. Hope to see this at the end of the week. From Colin Me Crazy. Thanks for the question, Colin. Top 3 festive activities, huh? Well, I think the first one for me would have to be Christmas movies. Like I said in one of my previous videos, I'm a big fan of Christmas movies. 2 in particular, though. A Christmas Story and A Christmas Vacation. Both I've been watching every Christmas on repeat for basically my entire life. The second one would be gingerbread house making. Me and my cousins have a yearly tradition of doing this every year, and it's very fun for all of us. Despite how introverted I am, it's a social activity that I very much enjoy and look forward to every year. And for my third one, I'll have to go with playing in the snow. Whether it be snowball fights, snowman making, or sledding. 3 activities I've done time and time again growing up, and will continue to probably do until I die. Hey Rylan, hope you're doing well. Hope the content and all of that is going well. I do hope to do stuff like this at some point, if I can get a setup for it. I'd absolutely love to start making videos. Hell yeah, man. I'm not sure if these are going to be anonymous or not, but either way, it doesn't matter to me. But my first question, which is more festive related, would be, what is your thoughts on Christmas? Do you like it? Hate it? Is there anything special about it to you? because this Christmas is the first Christmas I've actually taken seriously. I'm now in a position where I'm able to drive myself to go shopping and have the money to shop for my friends and family. And I'm just wondering, how would you think of it? You don't have to include all that. I figured you could just use it for reference. And then for my second question, which is more on a serious note, from all that you've learned from growing up, both good and bad, what advice would you want to tell someone growing up? You don't have to use either of these questions, but I figure I'd give you two to help you out. All good, man. I mean, I'm using both of them now. Anyways, I hope this message finds you well. I wish you a very Merry Christmas. I'll be on the lookout for the videos to come, and hope I get the opportunity to talk to you again soon. But happy holidays, and have a great rest of your week. Kyler, thanks for the questions, and I'll happily answer both of them. For your first question, yes! I don't know if I've made it obvious or anything, but I'm a big enjoyer of Christmas. Every year, it's really the only holiday that I actively look forward to, simply for what it is. I love the festivities, I love the practices, I love the idea, really every structural thing about it. Although, I'll admit, as I've grown older, the magic has kind of worn out. While it's always a worthwhile holiday to celebrate as an adult, there's just something so magical celebrating it as a kid. Probably because when you're younger, Christmas just feels like an eternity. The month of December used to feel like years when I was younger. Nowadays, I can't even comprehend that it's already fucking Christmas. It goes by so fast nowadays, and it feels like there's just less to celebrate overall, if that makes any sense. As for your second question, I think the best advice I can give is to make mistakes and do stupid shit. And I know how backwards that sounds, but hear me out. The reason I say this is because I feel learning from your mistakes is the best way anybody can improve themselves. Personally, I feel the only reason that I've become a much better person than I used to be is because of the mistakes I've made and learning from them. Trust me, I've done some absolutely stupid stuff in my life. I'd give an example, but I feel like I might get canceled if I do. And frankly, it may surprise people if I tell them the stuff I've done, since nowadays I don't think most people would consider me to be that kind of person. And really, I think that goes to show how much learning from my own mistakes has helped me. If people would never expect me to do the things I've done in the past, then I think that really kind of just speaks for itself. So yeah, make mistakes, do stupid shit, make fuck ups, and then learn from them. Hey Gary, hope you're having a lovely December. Not sure how many Christmas themed questions you need, but here's a few. Would 8-year-old you have survived home alone? You're in Kevin's place so you can utilize his sick house. Would you rather get your dream gift or give someone their dream gift? And which Christmas do you remember the most fondly from your childhood? I hope you have a very Merry Christmas, because why not? All the best, Casey, Capsule. Hey Capsule, thanks for the question and the vocal support behind the scenes with your words of encouragement. Anyways, for your first question, my simple answer would be no. No, I would not fucking survive. 8-year-old me could barely survive living with parental supervision. Trust me, within about 2 hours, I would have either gotten myself unalived or at the very least seriously injured. 8-year-old me was a spastic, uncontrollable animal that is somehow still living to this day. So no, I would definitely not survive being home alone, even if it's in Kevin's sick house. For your second question, that's pretty easy. I'd give someone their dream gift. Making someone else's day is a lot better of a feeling than making my own day, and frankly, I'd hate myself a little if I went with the former. Not to mention, I don't really have a dream gift at all, so really it would just kind of be a waste giving it to myself. And for your final question, I don't really think I can give a concrete answer for it. All of my favorite Christmas memories have come from different years of my life, so I can't really put one over the other. The best answer I really could give you would be a conglomeration of moments from every Christmas I've ever celebrated. Each one has had their own top highlights, so why not just put them all together to make the quote unquote best Christmas I possibly can ever have? Anyways, once again, thanks for the questions, Casey. I hope you also have a very Merry Christmas too. Because why the hell not? Why have a bad Christmas when you could have a good one? Anyways, on to the last question. Yo! Thank you for squeezing me in. Okay, so here's the question. If you can gift yourself a present, but have to send it back to a past Christmas year, what present would it be? And what year would you send it back to? And why? Thank you again for this, and happy holidays. Hey Lucia, thanks for the question. This is kind of a tricky one to answer, because I really have a lot to choose from. I could pick something from the future that hasn't been created yet, like maybe a new Xbox, or I could send something like Bitcoin back to my 7-year-old self so I can save it and make absolute fucking bank like a decade later. It's really hard to choose. You know what? I think I'd send myself a letter as a gift. You know what? I think I'd send myself a letter as a gift to my younger self, maybe age 9 or 10. And in that letter, I would tell myself to enjoy my childhood while I still can, since being an adult just plain fucking sucks. I'd tell myself to make as many memories as possible and cherish every single one of them as to make them last long so future me could enjoy them somewhere down the road. Anyways, thanks again for the question, Lucia, and that's all for today's video, guys. Finally, the suffering that has been Christmas commentary week can finally end for me. I can go back to not worrying about having to get a video out every day. Jokes aside, I can't believe that I actually managed to do it. Posting 7 days in a row is a feat that I never really imagined myself ever achieving. Honestly, after the first day of this challenge I set for myself, I thought I'd fail it absolutely horrendously. But hey, here I am reading the final outro and the final script for it. Before I head out, I'd like to say a few things. First, I know I'm still beating a dead horse here, but if you want to see a question of yours in a future video like this one, then shoot one over to thatkillergary@gmail.com. I'm thinking of doing one more inbox before the end of the year since I still have some unanswered questions I've received in the last few months and I'd really like to answer them. Secondly, I would like to make you all aware that I do plan on posting a 2024 catalog video, which will consist of a Megacomp of every single video I've posted this year. I feel as if for convenience sake, it would be nice to have every single video combined into a singular compilation rather than having people go to each video individually just to watch them, so yeah, look out for that soon. And thirdly, before I go, I want to thank you guys. First, for supporting and encouraging me through this whole week of uploads. And secondly, thank you all for the fantastic fucking year I've had on this channel. When I started posting again on this channel, I hadn't posted in over a year, and I only had a measly 7 subscribers. I could have never imagined that I would end the year with over 3 fucking hundred. So, from the bottom of my heart, thank you all for a wonderful 2024. And here's to an even better 2025. And yeah, that's about it. See you guys later. Oh, yeah, and as always, have a very Merry fucking Christmas and a Happy New Year. Because why the hell not? Anyway, see you guys.